Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear students, you are welcome to the second edition of our online further mathematics class. Inshallah, today we are going to look at question 11 to 20. In our previous class, we were able to solve question 1 to 10 in the 2019 WAEC further mathematics series. So today, inshallah, we are going to look at question 11 up to 20. And you remember what I told you in the previous class, that I'm going to be solving the first 20 objectives while you are going to be solving the next 20, because further math consists of only 40 objectives. So I'll solve the first 20, that is number 1 to 20, then you will be solving number 21 to 40. Then I will now solve about 90% of the theory, so that I will give you 1 or 2 questions in the theory part as an assignment. But this morning we want to look at question 11, because in our previous class we stopped at question 10. Question 11 said, given that 1 over s squared minus 4 is equal to, or is equivalent to p over x plus 2, is equivalent to p over s plus 2 plus q over x minus 2. We have to find the value of p plus q. Of course, we have been told that x is not equal to plus or minus 2, because if x is to be equal to plus 2 here, of course you have undefined, and if x is equal to what, minus 2 here, of course we are going to have undefined. So that's why it is stated that x is not equal to plus or minus 2. So how do we solve this? You remember, I think this was the second topic I taught you in ss3 furthermaths. What we need to do here is to factorize. If you factorize, after factorizing, then you can use method of comparison of coefficients or substitution method, as the case may be. You are at liberty to use any convenient method. Now, we have 1 all over s squared minus 4 to be equal to, if you factorize this, of course the LCM is still x plus 2 and x minus 2 all over. If this divide this, you have what? P into bracket x minus 2 plus q into bracket x plus 2. So this denominator and this, they are different of 2 squared. That is different of 2 squared, and they can cancel out. This and this can cancel. So that at the end of the day, you are going to have p, open the bracket, x minus 2 plus q, open the bracket, x plus 2 to be equal to 1. So that is what we are going to have. So I am most convenient using method of substitution method. So if I want to use substitution method, I will put x to be equal to 2. Why? If I put x equal to 2 here, I will have 0 here. So that I can eliminate p and I can get the value of q. So I will say that put x equal to 2. If I do that, I will now have p into bracket 2 minus 2 plus q into bracket 2 plus 2 is equal to 1. So at the end of the day, this will be 0, and it will go. And here I will have 2 plus 2, 4. That means 4q is equal to 1. And that means what? Q is equal to 1 all over 4. Also, if I put x to be equal to what? To be equal to minus 2 from this, of course q will vanish, because what I'm going to have, I will have p into bracket minus 2 plus q into bracket what? Minus 2 plus 2 is equal to 1. And invariably this area will vanish, because minus 2 plus 2 will be 0. So here I have minus 4p is equal to 1. So that if you divide both sides by minus 4, you have p to be equal to minus 1 over 4. Then you can now find p plus q as we are given. You have to find p plus q will be equal to, don't forget, our p is minus 1 over 4, then plus q. Q is 1 over 4, and if you do your analysis, of course this is 0. So the answer to that is 0, and the correct answer is option D. You check your series, which is 0. So that is that. That's the answer. This is option D. The correct answer is 0. Now, We want to look at the second question, question 12. Question 12. So let me clean this one. Question 12 says, find the sum of the first. Find the sum of the first 20. Find the sum of the first 20 times of the sequence minus 7, minus 3, 1, and so on. We want to find, firstly we need to determine whether this, we are not told that it is a geometric sequence or it is an arithmetic sequence. But of course, the sequence we are given we can easily determine whether it is a geometric or whether it's an exponential sequence or whether it is an arithmetic sequence. If it is an exponential sequence, we need to know the common ratio. But if we look at this, they don't have common ratio. Because 3 divided by minus 3 divided by minus 7 cannot give you the same thing with 1 divided by minus 3. So obviously, they are not in exponential sequence. So let's look at their common difference and see whether they are in arithmetic sequence. The common difference, minus 3 minus 7. Of course, it's equal to what? Minus 3 plus 7, and that is 4. And similarly, 1 minus 3 is the same thing as 1 plus 3, and that is 4. And that's our common difference. They have common difference. So definitely it's an arithmetic progression. It's an arithmetic progression. So what we need to do now is to look for the formula for finding the sum of an AP. And the formula is that Sn is equal to n over 2, open the bracket, 2a plus, open the bracket, n minus 1 into bracket d, then close the bracket. Where n is the number of terms. Don't forget from the question, we have to find the 20th term. That means our n is 20. And our a is the first term. Here, from this, our a is what? It's minus 7. The a is minus, and d is 4. So we can easily find. So here we are going to have 20 all over 2. Open the bracket, 2 into bracket minus 7 plus, open the bracket, n is 20 minus 1, close the bracket, multiply by 4. Therefore is the common difference. And this is equal to 20 divided by 2. We are going to have 10. We are going to have 10. Open the bracket, 2 times minus 7 minus 14, then plus, this is 19. So we have what? 19 multiplied by 4. 19 multiplied by 4. So from this, I can go step further. I have minus 14 plus 19 multiplied by 4, you are having 76. You have 76, and that is plus 76. So I can clear the next part here. So I'm going to have, if you subtract 14, because this is minus 14 plus 76, you are going to have 62. 62 times 10. Our final answer here is 620. If you do it very well, because this is 76, you subtract 14, you have 62. 62 times 10, you have 620. So the sum of the first 20 times of this sequence is 620. 620. Now let's look at question 13. Question 13. We have to find the value. When I said find the value of x, find the value of x for which 6, open the bracket, square root of 4x squared plus 1 close the bracket, is equal to 13x. So we are given that we have to find the value of x. Now, solution to this, you want to find the value of x, it's better you divide both sides. Don't forget, we are given 6. We are given 6. Open the bracket. Square root of 4x squared plus 1. Close the bracket, is equal to 13x. Now, you can divide this by 6. Divide this by 6 if you like. This and this can go. So that you now have that. So from this, it means that you have square root of 4x squared plus 1 to be equal to what? 13 over 6x. Now we can square both sides because of the square root that we have. If you square both sides, you square both sides here. This square and the square root will go. And you have 4x squared plus 1. Is equal to, if you square 13, you have 169. That's square root of 13. Then square root of 6 is 36. I mean square of 6, sorry. Square of 13 is 169. Square of 6 is 36. Square of x, of course, is x squared. So that's what we have. You can now collect the right terms. Meaning that you transfer the terms that have x to your left hand side and the one without x to the right hand side. And if you do that, we are going to have 4x squared minus 169 all over what? 36 x squared is equal to minus 1. That's what we are going to have. So we can look for the LCM of denominator here. Let's find the LCM of denominator. The LCM of denominator here is 36. Then 1 is 36. Is 36. 36 times 4. We are having 144 x squared minus 169 x squared is equal to minus 1. So if you subtract 144 minus 169, it's going to give you minus 25 x squared all over 36 is equal to minus 1. Both sides of the equation are having negative. I can divide both sides by minus 1 or multiply both sides by minus or divide both sides by minus as the case may be. So this minus and this minus can cancel out. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have then I can still multiply. If I multiply this, that is, I multiply 36 all over 25, multiply by 25 all over 36 x squared is equal to 1, multiply by 36 all over 25. Look at this very carefully. I want to cancel this. I want to divide both sides by 25 over 36. It's the same thing as multiplying both sides by 36 over 25. So that 25 and 25 will go, 36 and 36 will go. I have x squared. That's what I've done. X squared is now equal to what? 36 all over 25. You will take the square root of both sides. That means x is equal to what? Plus or minus square root of that. And that means our x is equal to what? Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 25 is 5. So you can leave your answer in the, you can leave your answer like that, and if you like, it is one whole number, 1 over 5, as the case may be. So you can do it anyhow you like. Then let's look at question 14. Question 14. In question 14, we have to calculate the distance between the points. Question 14 said, calculate the distance between the point, open the bracket, the point minus 2 and minus 5. That means x is minus 2, y is minus 5. And the other point, which is minus 1 and 3. Minus 1 and 3. You have to calculate this down. That distance between 2 points. And if you remember the formula, this question is very common in objective. It is in mathematics under the coordinate of midpoint, even though the coordinate geometry. So it's very common in mathematics and it's very common in further mathematics. Once you know it, they are bonus questions that you can easily get in the objective. To find the distance between 2 points, or probably to find the coordinate geometric of midpoint of 2 points, and so on. So we have to find the distance. Don't forget, the formula is what? Distance between the point PQ, for example, is equal to square root of what? X2 minus X1, close the bracket, all square, plus what? Y2 minus Y1, close the bracket, all square. This is the distance between 2 points. And from this, of course, our X1 is equal to what? Minus 2, and our Y1 is equal to minus 5. Our X2 is equal to minus 1, and our Y2, of course, Y2 is equal to 3. So if we substitute that, you have the distance PQ to be equal to, open the bracket, this is minus 1, then minus 2. X2 here is minus 1. This one, X1 is what? Minus 2. And you are going to have plus 2. Yeah? Close the bracket, all square. Then plus our Y2 is what? 3 minus Y1, that is plus what? 5. All square. That's what you are going to have. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have this one, minus 1 plus 2 is going to give me 1. Square of that is 1 plus this is what? Is 8. Square of 8 is what? 64. So that is the square root of 65. That is the square root of 65. Square root of 65 units. So that is what we are going to have in that. That's what we are going to have in that. Please be very careful, because our x2 from the equation is minus 1. And the equation is minus x1. And x1 is already having minus. So you have minus, that is plus 2. And that is what? 1. By the time you square it, it's still 1. And that side also. So take note of that. The square root of less than 15. Less than 15. We are told that if P is equal to 2 minus 4, 3, 1, comma, Q is equal to 6, 8, and PQ is equal to K into 45, 25. 45 minus 20. Then we have to find the value of K. Find K. Solution to this. We have done this. These are cheap questions because we did matrix and determinant. So PQ is what? This, that is 2 minus 4, 3 and 1. What is our Q? Our Q is 6 and 8. If you multiply this, you are going to have this times this, plus this times this, this times this, plus this times this, and this times this, of course, like this times this, plus this times this. This times this is 12, plus 24. And here, this times this, plus this times this, that is minus 24. Minus 24, plus 8. So I'm going to have 36 and what? Minus 16. That's what I'm going to have. And we have a column matrix. And we are told that what? That PQ is equal to K. That means 36 minus 16, which is our PQ, is the same thing as K, open the bracket, 45, and what? Minus 20. So you are at liberty to pick any. Don't forget, this is a scalar multiplication of matrix. It's a scalar multiplication. This one is a scalar multiplication of matrix. And if you want to multiply, it's going to be K times 45 and K times minus 20. And if you remember the equality of matrix that I taught you, that if two matrices are said to be equal, if they are of the same order, they are of the same dimension, and they are equal to one another, then they are equal, or they are equivalent to one another. And this, in this case, 36 here will be equal to K times 45. That's what I'm saying. 36 will be equal to k times 35, or minus 16 is equal to k times minus 20. Whenever you pick, you can get the value of k. So if I pick the first one at the top, I have 36 is equal to what? 45k. If I divide both sides by 45, all over 45, this and this will go. K is equal to 36 all over 45. 36. 3 can go in 36. If 3 go, I have 12. 3 can go in 45. If 3 go in 45, I have 15. 3 can still go in 12. If 3 go in 12, I have 4. 3 can go in 5. If in 15, it is 5 times. So that means my k is equal to 4 all over 5. That's question 15. Question 16. The second and the fourth term of an exponential sequence, the second and the fourth term of an exponential sequence are the second and the fourth term of an exponential sequence are 2 over 9 and 8 over 81 respectively. Then we have to find the sixth term. Find the sixth term. Of the sequence. So we want to find the sixth term of the sequence. That is a geometric progression. That is a geometric progression. And the solution. Please let me read this question very well so that the second and the fourth term of an exponential sequence are 2 over 9 and 8 over 81 respectively. Find the sixth term of the sequence. So remember the nth term of an GP, Tn is equal to AR raised to power n minus 1. So T2, the second term, is AR raised to power 2 minus 1. And that is AR raised to power 1 or AR. And that means that AR is equal to what? 2 all over 9. Call this equation 1. So, in order not to waste our time, the first term is A, of course. The second term is AR. The third term will be AR squared. And the fourth term will be what? AR raised to power 3. So that means that AR raised to power 3 is equal to 8 all over 81. This is equation 2. And what we need to do is divide equation 2 by 1. So divide equation 2 by equation 1. If you do that, we are going to have AR raised to power 3 all over AR to be equal to what? 8 over 81 divided by 2 all over 9. And of course, A and A can go. This one will remove 1 from this cube. It's now be what? R squared. You can now say R squared is equal to 8 all over 81 times 9 all over 2. I think you know that. We change this to division. We are going to take this up, put this one down. We are not new to that. We are very brilliant. So from this, of course, here 9 here 1, 9 here 9, 2 here 1, 2 here 4. That means my R squared is equal to 4 all over 9. If you take the square root of both sides, that means R will be equal to what? 2 all over 3. So our common ratio is 2 over 3. We can substitute for R in equation 1 to get the value of A. And this is the value of our first term. So I will say sub substitute for r and equation 1. If I do that, this equation 1, that means I will have a multiplied by, instead of r, equation 1 says that ar is equal to 2 all over 9 and my r is 2 over 3, so I can say a multiplied by 2 all over 3 is equal to what? 2 all over 9. So if we change this upside down, we are having a to be equal to 2 all over 9 multiplied by what? Multiplied by 3 all over 2. This and this can go. 3 here 1, 3 here 3. So our a, which is the first term, a is equal to what? 1 all over 3. So our first term is 1 all over 3. 1 all over 3. So we can now find our sixth term. Why? Because we know our first term, we know our common ratio, so we can find the sixth term. So our sixth term is now going to be, I hope you can see very well, if I want to clean this side. So our sixth term, which is of course a r raised to power 5. Don't forget, the sixth term, which is T6, of course is a r raised to power 6 minus 1, which is a r raised to power 5, which is equal to power 8. What is 8? 1 all over 3. What is r? Our r is what? 2 all over 3. Everything raised to power 5. 2 raised to power 5. That is 2 times 2 in 5 places. And that is what? That is 30. That is 32, yes. That's 32. So we have 32 all over 32 all over, this is 3 raised to power 5, which is 243. Then multiply by 3 again, we have what? We are going to have 729. 729. That's what we have. So our answer is 32 over 729. 32 over 729. So that is that. About that. Please, question of that nature is very common in both mathematics and furthermaths. Take note of that, please. So that's the question 16. Question 17. Question 17. Point X and Y are on the same horizontal. Are on the same horizontal as on the base as the foot of the building. X is 96 meters due east of the building. Y X is 96 meters due east of the building, and Y is due west. 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 If the angle of elevation of the top of a building from X, if the angle of elevation of the top of the building from X is 30 degrees, that of y is 60 degrees. Find the distance between y and the foot of the building. So, in this case, if you draw your diagram very well, look at this. Look at the diagram. Solution, or let me solve it here because of the space. Solution. This is the diagram. That is the horizontal. Then, of course, this is the height of the building. And it, of course, makes the angle of 90. And don't forget, this is where we have our x. This is x. And this is where we have our y. This is x. This is where we have y. So, the angle of elevation from the what? From x is what? 30 degrees. The distance from the base, this is the base of the tower. And the distance from x to the base of the tower is what? 96 meters. The angle of elevation from y to the top of the building is what? 60 degrees. So we want to find the distance from this place to this place. We are looking for what? YB. Let's call this one T, the top of the building. So how do we get this? This is a right angle triangle, of course. We don't know opposite, we don't know adjacent, we don't know hypotenuse. So it's better we leave that first. But in this other triangle, we know our what? Adjacent. You can use the, and we know the angle between them. We can use the adjacent to find what? The opposite. Once we are able to get opposite, then we can easily find this. And this is what we are looking for. Don't forget, the distance between y and the foot of the building. We are looking for what? YB. So how do we now do that? We are going to use TOA. We are going to use TOA. Tan 30 degrees. Tan 30 degrees is equal to opposite. Opposite is TB. All over adjacent. Adjacent is 96. What is tan 30? Tan 30 is root of 3 over 3 or 1 over root 3. Which, when you rationalize, we are going to get root of 3 over 3. So I can say that root of 3 all over 3 is equal to TB all over what? 96. If you cross multiply, we are going to have 3 TB to be equal to what? 96 root of 3. So we can divide both sides by 3. We can divide both sides by 3. You can divide both sides by 3. If you divide both sides by 3, you are going to have TB to be equal to what? 96 all over 3 root of what? 3. This and this, 3 and 9, of course 3 and 2, that means 3 and 6, 2 root 3 meters. That is TB, that is the height of the building. So that means this place is what? 32 root 3. So we can now find this. Tan 60, tan 60, or similarly, if I like, tan 60 degrees is equal to opposite. Opposite is what? 32 root 3 divided by what? Adjacent. Adjacent is YB that we are looking for. And what is tan 60? Tan 60 is root 3. Tan 60 is root 3, so that I can have root of 3 to be equal to 32 root 3 all over what? YB. If you like, you can cross multiply. You have YB, then root 3 is equal to what? 32 root 3. If you divide both sides by root 3, divide both sides by root 3. Root 3 will cancel root 3 here, and this will go. That means our YB that we are looking for, the distance between Y and the base of the building is what? 32 meters. That is our answer. That is the distance between the the foot of the building and the point Y. And that's our answer. Question 18. We are asked to find the coordinate of the point on the curve. Question. So, question 18. Question 18. We are told to find the coordinate. Find the coordinate. Find the coordinate of the point. Of the point on the curve. On the curve, y is equal to what? 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. Where the tangent is parallel to y minus 5 is equal to 8x. So parallel to y minus 5 is equal to 8x. So solution to this, if the curve y is equal to 3x squared minus 2x minus 5 is parallel to that tangent, it means their gradient must be the same. As simple as that. And if their gradient is the same, we can get the value of x. That is, from the equation of the curve, where we are having x, y is equal to 3x squared minus 2x minus 5, we can find m1, which is the same thing as the y all over the x. And that will be what? 6x minus 2. And also, our m2 is equal to what? Don't forget, the equation of the tangent is given to be what? Y, if I like, y minus 5 is equal to what? 8x, or y is equal to 8x plus 5. We can differentiate this also to have the gradient of the tangent, which is m2, our m2, which is equal to dy all over ds, as usual, is equal to 8. It will be equal to 8. If we differentiate that, we differentiate this, we are having 8. So m1 is equal to what? m2, gradient of the curve, is equal to the gradient of the tangent. And in that case, that means that 6x minus 2 is equal to 8. If we collect the like terms, we have 6x is equal to 10. And that means x is equal to what? 5 all over 3. So what we only need to do, that means we have gotten one of the coordinates that we are looking for. So what we need to do, just substitute into the curve to get the value of y. So I will say sub for x equal to what? 5 over 3. We have y is equal to 3, open the bracket, 5 all over 3, all square, minus 2 into bracket 5 all over 3, then minus 5. And from this, we are going to have this y to be equal to, this is 25. 25 times 3, you have 75 all over 9, minus this time, this is what? 10 all over 3, then minus 5. So the LCM of denominator is going to be what? Is going to be 9. So the LCM of denominator is going to be 9. That means y is equal to 9 all over, you have 75. Then you will subtract this divided by 9, you have 3. 3 times that, you have 30, minus 30, minus, of course, this is the same thing as over 1. And that is 45. 45. That means you have 0. Y is equal to 0. Hence, the coordinate, which is x, comma y, is going to be what? 5 over 3, comma 0. That is the coordinate that we are looking for. And that is that. Question 19. Question 19 is under statistics, and I've told you statistics is one of the most important area of mathematics. There's no how you set question that you do not involve statistics. So question 19. We are told that if the mean of So the mean of 2, 5, x plus 1, x plus 2, 7 and 9 is 6. Find the median. Find the median. Of course, solution to this, you know that mean x bar is summation x all over n. Summation x all over n. And what we need to do, let's sum this together. 2 plus 5, 7, plus 1, 8, plus 2, 10, plus 7, 17, plus 9, that's 26. That means 26 plus 2x, what we are going to have is that our mean x bar, which is 6, 6 is equal to what? 26. This plus this, 7, 8, 10, 17, 26. So 2x plus what? Plus 26. All over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All over 6. So you calculate that time, you having 36 is equal to 2x plus 26. You try that, you have 2x to be equal to what? 10. And x is equal to 5. If x is equal to 5, you cannot get the mean. That means our consecutive term is 2, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 5 plus 2, 7, another 7, then 9. These are the terms that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And which one will fall at the middle? 1, 2. This, 1, 2. This. So 6 and 7 will fall at the middle. So the median. That means median. Median is equal to 6 plus 7 all over 2, which is what? 13 all over 2, and which is 6.5. So our median is 6.5. So that is that. The last question, which is question 20, we have to find. Question 20 said we should find what? Find the mean deviation of 5, 8, 2, 9, and 6. That is the last question. I hope you have understood all this. Don't mind my writing, I'm in a hurry. So, what's on the light? Question 20. Find the mean deviation of 5, 8, 2, 9, and 6. I have to find the mean deviation of 5, 8, 2, 9, and 6. Solution to this. Before we find the mean deviation, we need mean. And mean is what? Summation x all over n, which is equal to, add this together. Summation of this plus this is going to give 13. Plus this, that's 15. 15 plus this, 24, that is 30. So you have 30 all over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All over 5, and that is 6. So our mean is 6. So we now have x. We have x minus x bar. Then we have modulus of x minus x bar, or absolute value of x minus x bar. So those are the things that we need for mean deviation. So it's better we arrange this in ascending order. 2 is the least. 2. After that we have 5. 5. Then we have 6. No. Yes. 2, 5, 6. Then 8. 2, 5, 6, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the things that we are given. Down. 2 minus 6 minus 4. 5 minus 6 minus 1. 6 minus 6 0. 8 minus 6 2. 9 minus 6 3. Absolute value of that is 4, 1, 0, 2, 3. So summation of that, mean deviation. Don't forget the formula for mean deviation. Mean deviation, or deviation from the mean. Mean deviation is equal to summation absolute value of x minus x bar all over n, and that is equal to, if you sum this together, you have this plus this 5 plus this 7, 10. You have 10 all over 5, and that is 2. So our main derivation is 2. So that is that. So your assignment, which you must submit, is very important for the progress of this class. You know, you have some area to be covered in further mathematics, so make sure you solve the assignment. The assignment is question 21 to question 40, 2019 WAEC further mathematics. Go and check your series. If you don't have series, come to the school, come and borrow from me. So, Subhana Rabbika, of the Isa Damaya School. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.